Hey guys, welcome to the video. I think it's been about 3 weeks since I came live, so welcome. Today we're talking about a question that I just received recently. So I have a new client starting next week, and she asked me this when we were talking on the phone about her goals. She said, I love your program, I love the sound of it, I just want to know, I have a lot of weight that I'm looking to lose, like 100 pounds, and I'm wondering if this program will work for me. And so I thought that was such a great question, because I think some people will look at something and, okay, that might take off the first or last 5 pounds, but is it going to really, tackle something a bit bigger than that if I'm looking to, have this bigger goal? The answer is yes. So let me tell you something. Anything that works in terms of weight loss, and let me be more specific, when we're talking about weight loss, we're talking about fat loss. That's what people are after. That's what it is, okay? Because water weight comes and goes, right? Your bones can get more dense, your muscles can grow. When people are saying that they want to lose weight, what they really mean is that they want to lose excess body fat. So when we're talking about a bigger excess body fat loss goal, it's still the same principles. Losing 1 pound or losing 100 is the same principle. And here's what it is. You need to be in a calorie deficit. Now, that does not mean that you need to count calories, okay? You don't. I don't have my clients count calories. And it does not mean that you need to be in a very strict, crazy calorie deficit. In fact, it won't last long term for that, because your body will rev up its hunger signals, it will rev up its cravings to the point where you are no match for it, and you'll end up giving in. So this is what you see a lot of people that undereat during the week, and then they binge on the weekends because they just can't take it anymore. They're trying to swing the pendulum from one direction to another. There was a post I made earlier this week about when we're swinging the pendulum with anything from one side to another, it's very manic. And we need to learn how to settle a little bit more in the middle and have those smaller ebbs and flows there. So when we're talking about being in an energy deficit or a calorie deficit so that you can lose excess body fat, you're talking about a slight calorie deficit. This is something that you can maintain longer over time. You're not fighting that uphill battle with such crazy hunger cues and cravings that are off the charts that you just can't fight. You'll have a little bit of hunger. We learn how to work through. You'll have some cravings possibly. We learn how to work through those things, but it's nothing that you can't handle. Anything that works for people in terms of losing weight, losing body fat, is doing it in one way. There really aren't all of these different ways to lose weight. There is not, okay? There is one way to ever lose body fat, and that is being in a calorie deficit. People will do this in different ways. Some people will go keto, and having all of that restriction and also the lower carb intake will reduce their insulin, reduce their cravings, and therefore they end up in a calorie deficit. And for some time, they might lose some weight on that, right? Some people will go vegan, and just because they were getting a lot of extra calories from other foods that weren't vegan, they are losing weight. But why? Does it have anything to do with the fact that they're vegan? No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that for some reason for them, when they went vegan, it changed up their food intake enough that they ended up going in a calorie deficit. Some people go paleo, this, that, whatever, right? So we're not talking ultimately about what's healthier, but we're talking about if it works for fat loss, why is it working? Only one reason. Or people don't change anything about the way they eat and they just exercise like crazy. Well, yeah, they're increasing their calorie demand and putting themselves in a calorie deficit. What's up, buddy?
Get that big.
Yes, that's awesome. So that's the only way that you can ever lose weight, lose body fat, is to be in a calorie deficit or an energy deficit. You don't have to count them, you just have to be in that deficit, right? So why does my program then work? Well, because it follows that same principle. It follows the science. I do your intake, and I calculate for you what you need to bring in energy-wise, food-wise, not in terms of calories. You don't have to count macros, but I give you the blueprint in a way that you can eyeball things and still have this flexible lifestyle where you can go out to restaurants. And if you are vegan, you can do it that way. And if you do want to be keto, you can do it that way. You can really take it towards whatever style you want, but you're still making sure that you're getting the balance that you need based on the blueprint that I give you, right? So, and then I give you this fitness routine. So the science is all there. If fat loss is your goal, whether it's 1 pound or 100, we're going to be making progress towards that, because I'm going to be taking your goals into consideration when I give you this blueprint of nutrition and fitness, which is customized for everybody. the thing that trips people up, or I should say there's many things that trip people up, right? A lot of people don't then address their emotional eating or stress eating, something that almost everybody does, right? So if you just have this plan and you don't address that, at some point that's going to come back to revisit you, and you're not going to be able to stick to the plan. So that can trip people up. Some people have this all or nothing mentality where they're like, I'm not going to eat anything quote unquote bad, and then once they do, then they're down the rabbit hole of all the things, right? Because they're feeling defeated, and it's just this all or nothing mindset. So I teach you to break up with the all or nothing mindset. There's no bad foods, there's no foods off limits. And one of the reasons for that is for our brain, because as soon as we think something is bad, we tend to focus on it and want it even more. Nothing is bad, it can all fit in with what you want. We talk about balance, we nourish our bodies for health mostly, and then we save some room for the fun stuff and the fun foods, right? So what we're doing here is I'm giving you the blueprint that you need. You will 100% make progress and get the results that you want if you stuck to that. But while we're working on that and while you're practicing that, then we take the rest of the time to go one by one with the things that might trip you up, the things that have tripped you up in the past, and we learn about that. You're learning about how your brain's working. You're learning about why in the past that's tripped you up, and we're removing one hurdle at a time. So I'm still there with you. I'm still helping you, get your nutrition goals, holding you accountable. You're hitting your fitness. You're doing all of those things, and then as the year goes on, because it's a 12-month program, we are tackling one hurdle at a time. So by the time that the year is up, you already know all of the things that usually trip you up. We've dealt with it. We have set you up to be in a good place moving forward so that you don't need me as a coach. And then on top of that, the other little surprises that happen throughout the year, besides what we're going to be working on day by day anyway, that's just extra practice, right? So if you have a really hard day, a busy season, whatever, we are then learning in real time other things that might trip you up that's not already even baked into the program, and we're getting through that together one by one. So yes, you can want to have a weight loss of 1 pound, or it can be 100 pounds or more, and this program will work because the science is in place. And then as we're practicing and doing and taking action on that will work. The things that don't work about it would be if you're not able to stick to it for some reason. And all of the things that might make you not be able to stick to it, we address. We address hunger. We address cravings. We address what happens if you're too busy to meal prep. We address what happens if you're too busy to get your workout in. What if you feel like you're off the bandwagon? What if you haven't worked out in a week? What if, right? We address all of those things as we go along. So basically it's here. This is what you need. This will get you your results. Now stick with me, and we're going to tackle all of the other things that have tripped you up in the past. So we do a bit of, I guess you could say it's almost like personal development, but really geared towards health, nutrition, and fitness. We do a bit of that. We talk about your goals. We dive into the nutrition details that you need to know, not like the boring, you feel like you're in biology class kind of thing, but what you need to know. Why does this stuff affect your body? Why did I set up your portion sizes the way that I did? How might you need to tweak them here or there going forward? We talk about all that main stuff, right? So does my program help somebody lose 100 plus pounds? Yes. And of course I showed her the befores and after pictures of other clients who have received results like that so that she would understand, because that's not something I share very much here. I would only ever share if somebody was okay releasing their picture. I would never share anyone's picture, of course, if they didn't say it was okay. But in general, I don't want people to think that everything is always about the aesthetics. So just having my feed filled with like befores and afters of people, when I see that on other people's feeds, that's a turn off to me, because it's like saying, I don't know, it's kind of ignoring the bigger change that's taking place. This is a lifestyle change. These people, my clients, feel amazing when they make these changes. And yes, on the outside, they look very different a lot of times, right? From the before to the after. But what's taking place on the inside is even more drastic. They went from feeling not confident, feeling like they could never do it, feeling like if they set a goal, they wouldn't be able to stick to it, feeling defeated, all of those things, to feeling like they can do anything now. So it's a huge, huge internal transformation that takes place. So I feel like by just doing external transformations like every day. It's just not doing it justice. So anyway, but when clients start to work with me, I do send them some other before and after so that they can see that they are not alone, that there were people that were just like them, you know, a lot of people with some of the same obstacles, some of the same hurdles, and they were still able to do it. Because I think once we understand that somebody has done it before us, then we can't say that it's impossible, right? If somebody has done it before us, it's not impossible. And if no one's done it before us, then it might mean that it's your turn to do it. So I hope that helps with the question. Can my program help people regardless of how much weight loss they want to lose? Yes, absolutely. And what about if you don't want to lose any weight? I help clients that don't want to lose weight too. If you want to put on muscle, if you're looking to improve other aspects of your health, your blood pressure, your blood sugar, you're feeling out of control with your eating, even if it's not showing up on your body. Some people just have faster metabolisms, but they know that they're out of control with their eating habits. I help all kinds of people. If your goal is something with health, nutrition, fitness, we can work together because everything is customized. My program is entirely customized to your goals. Happy Wednesday, you guys. Happy New Year, you guys, and I'll see you soon.